Welcome to my YouTube channel. First of all, let us look at the summary of Arsenal Week 20 match versus Brighton at the American Express Stadium in the 2024-2025 football season. Number 1. Let us talk about Nwaneri, who became the first Arsenal player to score more than 1 league goals before turning 18. He became the 6th player in the Premier League history to score more than 1 goal before turn 18. What a record for the young man. Secondly, there is no hiding place for the Premier League officials after the bizarre penalty that was awarded by Anthony Taylor for clash of heads, which even a lot of pundits are still searching for how to explain that. Number 3. The lack of creativity from the midfield whenever Odegaard is not available is becoming worrisome. Number 4. The second half display from Arsenal at the American Express Stadium was nowhere near what a team that wants to win the Premier League should be doing, as these are the kind of odd games you should be grinding out positive results from. Number 5. Martinelli on the right won't take us anywhere at all. He was off the paces on the right, and the quicker Arteta solves this glaring issue, the better. Now, let us talk about the performance of Ethan Nwaneri. Even though he set a record by being the first Arsenal player to score more than 1 goal before turning 18, it is good to say that he was poor in the game apart from the goal he scored. He lost possession more than every Arsenal players on the day before he was finally substituted before the boys returned for the second lap. He was dribbling when the best option would have been to pass the ball to someone. I think a little more coaching can take away that aspect of his game, which is not healthy for modern football. He just has to take it out. Holding on to the ball for too long comes with a lot of risks, such as making your teammate to go out of position, losing the chance to score when the opponent is playing too deep, and on the worst case scenario, being injured by the opponent player. Moving on to the next. I don't know why new things usually happen in Arsenal games, and in most cases do not go our way. Just like Arteta said, I haven't seen in recent times when a penalty was awarded for clash of heads, but Anthony Taylor decided to give it in the game against Brighton at the American Express Stadium. And the head of referees in English Premier League has come out to say it was the right decision, but many pundits, as well as former referees, have disagreed. The lack of creativity in games where Odegaard doesn't feature is enormously a big problem for Arsenal. We didn't take enough risk from the midfield going into the final third. The midfield was just too rigid. There was no creator at all. It was quite frustrating to watch my beloved Arsenal play like that. It has made us very much predictable this season, as most clubs now devise a way to neutralize Odegaard from games, knowing that most of our attacking plays usually come from him. And moving on to the next, let us talk about Arsenal's second half performance. It wasn't good enough. You cannot win games playing that way. We all know that Brighton, at their backyard, even away from home, usually keeps the ball, but letting them generate such momentum was shooting ourselves on the foot. We just weren't good enough after the interval. It was very clear because Arsenal had only 0.8 for XG while Brighton had almost double of that. Lastly, Arteta should not even consider playing Martinelli again on the right wing. He doesn't have the set skills to play there. It would be a big mistake from Arteta if he plays Martinelli on the right in our next game against Newcastle United. Thank you very much for watching till the end, and please share the video with your colleagues. Discuss the game with your friends and enjoy yourselves. Please subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more Arsenal reviews after games.